John Eats Cheap. We got that roast thawed out of the freezer. Thanks to everybody who commented. We had a ton of responses. A lot of people said beef stew, but I still have beef stew in the freezer. Same with beef and noodles. We just had that. And the most popular were Mississippi pot roast and I think birria tacos, which we have some of that in the freezer still too. So I'm not going to make new. Mississippi pot roast we've never made. And I know that's a popular recipe and it's pretty easy. So that's what we're going to do in the crock pot with our chuck roast. We have ranch dressing, the dry powder, and you know we got au jus because it's a packet of this, a packet of this, a stick of butter, and we have pepperoncinis too. So let's get started. All right, so it's a packet of ranch mix, which Mrs. Cheap looked it up, and that's a couple of tablespoons. So we just kind of cover it like that. Same with the au jus, it's a packet.
Hope we have enough.
Yeah. And now some of the recipes I saw, people added a little bit of water, and others they didn't. I don't think I'm going to. Maybe I will midway through the process. We'll see.
This was the hot recipe for a while.
Yeah, I remember people talking about it. It was several years ago. I didn't get the whole pepperoncinis either. I kind of like them, chopped up. So we're going to go with that. And a little bit of juice. Get a little heat in there. And we'll do this with mashed potatoes. Just a little juice.
Not too much.
Not too much. And a stick of butter. And then we put this on low and cook it 7 to 8 hours until it shreds apart easily. Now this roast does have a bone in it. So, ooh, I hope I may have to get that butter, cut that up.
Yeah, the lid might not.
Because I don't think that's going to fit. Let me just kind of flatten it out here.
You wanted to use the little crock pot.
Well, that's just a thick. I think that'll work. Oh yeah. All right, low and slow we go. See how it turns out. So that's 8 hours in the crock pot. That is very tender. So we're going to pull that out, get the bone off, and shred it up. All right, so I got the roast out, shredded it up. I've got this for tonight. We're going to have a little gravy and mashed potatoes with that. I saved this for future meal a few days down the road. Some, kind of like a French dip. Mississippi pot roast style. So I've got that. Save some au jus, some of the juice to go with that. So we're going to let that cool, get it in the fridge. Right now, I need to make a little bit of the gravy we're going to have for our taters. So let's head to the stove. So I got my mashed potatoes. I just mashed them up back there. And more au jus. And we are going to add a little, this is like a tablespoon of cornstarch and a quarter cup of water. A little cornstarch slurry. I want to get this up so it's nice and hot. Mix that in and make a nice thick gravy. So that's starting to bubble. I'm just going to add a few tablespoons of slurry, maybe 3. See how that goes. Just wanted to thicken up a little so it's like a good gravy for potatoes. Okay, I want it a little thicker, so I'm going to go in with another couple tablespoons. We can add a little water if we need to thin it out. I want it nice and thick. I like a good thick gravy on my beef and taters. I think that's about done. So we're ready to plate it up. Mississippi pot roast. Thanks for the suggestion. Some homemade mashed taters. Get that on the bottom. Get some of this nice Mississippi pot roast on there. I'll make sure I get some pepperoncini too. I hope it's not too spicy for you, Mrs. Cheap. I don't think it will be.
I hope so.
Which I haven't taste tested any of this, so it's dangerous. There we go. I hope it's good because we're going to have leftovers, and that means lunch for you this week at work. I don't think this will need any seasoning because between the au jus and the ranch dressing. That's a lot of seasoning / sodium, I'm guessing. So here we go. That is another fine cold night comfort food. Oh, Mississippi pot. It doesn't taste like my normal pot roast. It does have more flavor. I do like that. I want to try and get a pepperoncini in there. I don't see, all of our pepperoncinis seem to have disappeared. They disintegrated or something.
Maybe that's why you put whole ones in there, so you can control the spice.
That may be. Maybe we should have done that. Mrs. Cheap, I want you to try this. Let everybody know that I feed you.
I know.
Please. Good piece of beef and taters there. Oh, I see a pepperoncini too. So I'm going to try that. I like that that's not the pot roast I'm used to. It's got to be the butter and the ranch.
It's good.
I got to get a little more potatoes in there. This is very good. Thank you very much for the suggestions. I realize we're, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years too late on trying Mississippi pot roast. But we're going to have leftovers, and we're going to have some French dips with it down the road. Thanks for watching. If you follow us on all the socials, the YT and everything, just for the future, just so you know. So
we're everywhere.
Give us a follow and a like. That helps us out. And thanks for watching John Eats Cheap. We're ready for more comfort food out of the pantry and the freezer with John Eats Cheap.